What's up guys, Phantom here back with episode 75 of my F1 2019 career mode as we are going to Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix for round 11 of season 4 here. As you can see, we have repurchased our failure of the drag ultimate upgrade. As you can see here, we are in third place now with that upgrade ahead of Alfa Romeo and Red Bull, as you can see right there at the bottom, as we will head to qualifying.
Welcome back to qualifying, where we're waiting for the lights to turn green in the pit lane to signify the start of the session here at the Hockenheim ring for this weekend's German Grand Prix. This is a track that tends to ask quite a lot of the tyres, both front and rear. So is it fair to say a great deal of management will be needed in order to do well here?
Tyre wear is always something you have to consider to a certain degree. Finding a good car balance that suits the circuit will help prolong the life of the tyre, but it's true that some circuits, such as this one, are more challenging than others. How hard you can push them depends on your strategy and how tight the battle is around you.
As we start out here in Q2 here, as we exit the stadium section here onto the start-finish rate, the start flying lap here of Germany, as this has probably been the most talked about track in the last year with the 2019 race, as we come through the final sector here, as we run a little bit wide there, as we don't touch the inside curve there, as we get the DRS. If we come across the line, we will be in P9. P8 actually, as we are behind our teammate who is in P7, as Leclerc was quickest in that section as usual. As we come onto Q3 here, as we cut the final corner there a little bit, we maximize the curb there to start our flying lap here, as we will cut the curb a little bit there but stay inside the outside curve so we don't get invalidated. As we come across the line here, as Charles Leclerc has set the fastest lap of the race of the qualifying to be expected, but we will be in P3 behind Sainz, who's in second, as we split the Red Bulls there, as our teammate is down in ninth, as we will head to the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to a place that is very special to us all in the Formula One community. It's the Hockenheim ring, home of the German Grand Prix. Always good for a close scrap is Hockenheim. Think back to Alonso, Ricciardo, Vettel as recently as 2014, and I'm expecting some more strong racing today. It's 2.8 miles around the Hockenheim ring then, with an average lap speed in excess of 130 miles per hour. The long curved back straight leads into a tight hairpin for the best overtaking opportunity on the circuit, but there are plenty of other options available around the 17 corners here today. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about old time. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole. A very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have old-timer Norris, Sebastian Vettel and Hamilton, Perez, Verstappen, Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas, Weber, Albon, Daniel Kvyat and Raikkonen, Grosjean, Hülkenberg, George Russell and Kevin Magnussen. Butler and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
As we sit here in P3 after yesterday's qualifying performance, we have the 5 lights on and they are finally away there, as Sainz and Leclerc get a pretty good start there, as Vettel is coming down my inside there, so I have to give him a little bit of room, as we were not up to full speed there, as we weren't really going that fast, as he has the inside and will dive down the inside there, as it looks like he's hit the back of Sainz there, but I don't think he has any front wing damage here, as we have to try to quickly get back to him, as we want any chance to catch Leclerc there, who is flying already, as we force Vettel to go inside and Sainz as well, as we're going to go really deep into the hairpin here, as we're going to go on the outside of signs there. We're going to force him to go pretty defensive here, and he's going to actually lift off as we ride the curb around the outside, lock up on the inside trying to get it slowed down, and barely make the corner there as Sainz is right behind us as Leclerc is already gone. He is 2 seconds up the road here as we weren't really under pressure as he is right behind us, but the speed difference down that back straight wasn't too great as he couldn't really get to us as we come into the pits, as we are pretty much short pitting here as we are trying to get the undercut, as we will put on the medium tires. We have a 2.1 second pit stop as we will exit in last position here as we actually get a little bit slow there off the exit speed limiter as we come out of the final corner here, as we have Vettel right in front of us, so he's almost jumped us here, it looks like, as he's going to go down the inside as we were forced at the last minute to give him room as we bang wheels there as we are going side by side, but he will have DRS on the DRS as he was behind us, as we were going to have to stay in his toe here, as we don't really want to be on the outside here for the hairpin, as we're going to come up the inside there and he just turns in on us there as we were there, but I let off the brakes a little bit too late there, but I figured we were there most of the time. We were at least in his mirrors, so he should have gave us a little bit of room there. But you see that is not the Leclerc of the McLaren of Leclerc there. That is Butler there ahead of us, as if you look at the bottom left, you will see that there is an orange car at the end of the pack we were in here. As you can see here on the replay, there is a glitch that happened with Leclerc as he just I don't know what this glitch happened, but he came out back in 6th or 7th. As you can see, he's behind Hamilton, Sainz, Vettel, as you saw there, us coming out at the last minute, as we are now catching up to Butler, who has not stopped yet, as we will take over the race lead here pretty easily on Butler. But as we come into the hairpin, we're going to go a little bit deep actually, as he looks a little bit to our inside there, but we will comfortably make it stick there. As we come to the end of the race, Vettel has DNF'd on the last lap as Leclerc and Perez have been fighting, as Leclerc's made it back to 3rd or 4th position, as you can see right behind there, as Vettel has DNF'd, but Leclerc is ahead, so he's taken a 7th place at lap 9 and made it 2nd place all in 8 laps, as we will not gain that many points. We will gain only 6 because he does have fastest lap, but we will win at Germany.
Nice work, that's P1. Race win. Well done.
Brilliant stuff from Renault today. What a superb victory. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
As today's winners make that again, what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them. So, let's review the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, I certainly didn't have any complaints with Kevin Magnussen's performance today. Incredible driving.
Let's move on to the constructors. McLaren continue to increase their gap at the top. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.